there's an interesting thing that's going to happen because the England squads are announced in the next week or so, the men's, women's, wheelchair, whatever. We've just seen the utter entire mess that the ECB have had to deal with. Someone at the RFL is going to have to go through the social media histories of the players who are going to be picked.
That's a really interesting question.
Because they need to do it before somebody else does. Because I know there are tweets out there.
Would you take responsibility for your social media feed, or would you expect the management of a club or international team?
My personal one would be me.
Do you know that you have to? Because you have a certain status in the sport, do you now look back over your history of social media?
For example, when Phil said John Wilkins joining the magazine, I thought, well, I better check back and see if I've tweeted anything bad about John Wilkins. And I thought, I haven't, it's all right.
Well, I'm slightly different in the sense that I don't think I've ever tweeted anything bad.
Well, that's the thing.
I'm quite a nice person.
You sort of know, don't you?
I have tweeted things where...
Have I tweeted anything racist? No, because I'm not a racist.
Well, no, but I have tweeted things where I've had Phil Daly ring me up and go, can you remove that? It's just because I think I'm funny. I am actually hilarious.
Either that or a bottle of wine too many.
No, I'm not that type of... You never... No. Don't be silly. I'm not them tweeters. You're not one of them tweets. It's like Sophie Robinson is probably...
Let's throw her under the bus, why don't you?
No, Sophie Robinson is the most active person on Twitter.
Her Instagram's brilliant. All the food, I love it.
Yeah, well, that's Food with Sophie for on Instagram.
That's also I'm blamed for putting on.
If you want to know what's available in Leeds and Manchester area for good food, she'll give you an honest review. And it's brutally honest. But she's the most active person on Twitter that I know. And there are some where you think, oh, but it's not racist or it's not derogatory, it's just honest.
No, I think her tweets are what players should be like.
She's just active, isn't she? But yeah.
She doesn't say anything.
No, so you go back.
Some people would say they're controversial, but they're in line with the views that I would hold. So they're all right.
Controversial is not necessarily offensive.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah. So I mean, we've had the chat about social media. Be careful about it. Don't put anything too not extreme, but just be wary that the fact that if you're going to put Leeds Rhinos or whatever in your bio, that you therefore are automatically. And I think I've never done it anyway. Not that I would, but I'm also a teacher, so I've also got that other umbrella. But yeah, I mean, you are in control. If you tweet something out controversial, whether you're a player or whether you're an international player or whether you're just a person, if you think for a second it might be deemed inappropriate, you shouldn't have done it in the first place. Well, I don't care who you are.
Or you can go back and delete it because people do change over time.
Yes, and I appreciate that.
And they do have contrary opinions put to them that makes them change the way they look at life. But you need to be self-regulatory, or if you have an agent, we talked about this before, if you've got an agent and you sign a player on your books, as an agent, one of the first things you should do is go through your client's Twitter feed or Instagram feed or whatever and just say, we're deleting that because that is going to harm the chance of you getting another contract, or somebody's going to drag this up at a time when...
But it's not even you getting the contract, it's therefore who you play for and who you're representing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You are therefore, as soon as you sign for somebody, you're representing them. And whether you tweet something out 2 weeks ago or 10 years ago, it doesn't matter. It's still there. That's the danger about social media, isn't it? It's in that plethora of the World Wide Web, whatever it is. Somebody just types your name and a certain word, and anything that's related will come up.
And context isn't necessarily relevant.
Yeah, and what happened 10 years ago and how you tweeted versus how you tweet now, the way you speak, your grammatical errors, or however it is, everything matters, isn't it? Like, I might have to go back actually and check my tweets just for grammatical errors. That will be the only problem.
You need an editor.
Yeah, I do. Do you know any?
But I would, seriously, I mean, if we know people watch this programme, if you think you're going to be in the England squads announced next week, check your Twitter. Because someone will. There are people out there who will,
Absolutely.
Because we've seen what's happened with cricketers I've never heard of. Even James Anderson sent a stupid banter tweet out.
It didn't happen with Ross Peltier.
Yeah.
And he...
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see the content of his tweets, but that's his political career over.
Well, that's it, yeah.
Done.
And also this thing where you now have to put an honest tweet, an apologetic tweet out that people don't know about, so therefore can only assume what it may have been. So
it's
yes, it is now the part of a governing body and or management team to say we need to take charge of checking back over.
or just remind your players. You know, it shouldn't have to happen, but remind your players.
It's important.
not that everyone who puts stuff on social media gets censored for what they put on social media, but.